Mariama, do you have any more feedback from audience, please?
I know the discussion is heated, but another discussion is also taking place on our social media platforms on Facebook and Twitter. Let's go now actually to a posting from one of our Facebook followers, and this time it's Omunuo Okugbo Igodalo from Abuja in Nigeria, who writes that individuals who are part of the government, opposition groups, and civil society must give their best to attain peace. The watchwords for every Burundian should be service to humanity at all times, no matter the position of our views or station in life. Let's take a look at another Facebook comment, this time from Sebunia Joshua Bryan from Kampala in Uganda, who writes, African leaders think the country is like their family and they forget to use the time for the betterment of their society. Well, Shaka and Guess, once again, your take on these comments.
Willy, it's all yours.
I like the comments, people sharing their views. It's all about politics. She's here like as a member of civil society organization, but she's in politics, I know. I'm from the government.
Democratic right?
Yeah, it's her right, but we have to assume what we are really. But let me remind her that this issue of peacekeeping force started with a letter from Mr. Leon Singenda Komani. It was in February 2014. He sent a letter to UN General Secretary saying, in Burundi, we need a peacekeeping force.
And who is that gentleman?
He's a leader of an opposition party, and it was 2 years ago that he asked for the UN to send in Burundi a peacekeeping force. So those chaps, they didn't want to go to the polls because if I may recall, in 2011, November, another politician in Burundi from the opposition, when he granted an interview to a local newspaper, they asked if he was preparing the elections, the 2015 elections. He said, elections won't happen because we are engaged in a process of a kind of revolution that will last for 3 years. So people from the opposition, in spite of going to prepare their members for the forthcoming elections, they were only preparing a kind of war, instability in the country. This is the reason why I'm trying to say humbly that those chaps are all the time failing. They bring in this strategy, it fails. They bring another one, it fails. So now they are rejecting the decision of the population. We have to understand that when it comes to democracy, the population has the last word. If the population wants to go to election, they have to go to vote. People from the opposition, they have called their members not to go to vote. They said no elections must be held in the country. Even a day before elections, every time they were shooting over the night, making too much noise, just to terrorize the population not to go to vote. But the population went to vote. So it means the population wanted these elections, wanted to decide. So those people, they have to respect the decision from the population and prepare for 2020 elections. Another thing that I have to correct from what she is trying to say, how send 5,000 troops in a peaceful land? I don't think that she's now following the politics around Burundi or in Africa. Even
but if
the chairperson of
if someone
African
were following
Union,
the media really and looking at these reports, even though you contest some of the reports that they may in fact not be accurate, if somebody was monitoring what's going on in Bujumbura, for example, on a daily basis, and also looking at those hundreds of thousands of Burundians, frankly, who are refugees outside of their country,
Yeah, sure.
Wouldn't that person perhaps be persuaded that they might in fact be need?
We don't say that people are not outside, the people didn't flee the country. This is a matter of concern. But why did those persons run away? They didn't go during this unrest. They went outside the country long before, because some rumors have been spread that people are going to be killed. Tutsis in Kirundo, some graves are being digged in order to go and bury some Tutsis. So this was pushed some people to go out to flee their country because of rumors. But
unfortunately, with the time again is not our best ally. I have to go to the teleprompter. Thanks, Mariama, for bringing us this week's audience reaction.